over 20 state councils of different professional experiences and backgrounds, the Government Transaction Department is the most technical legal department in the Office of the Attorney General. This is the unit that is always part of the government's team, directly involved with financing, negotiations, and putting together the documentation of any transaction by the government before being signed.
Our division is the department through which the Attorney General provides legal advice to government ministries, state departments, state corporations, constitutional commissions, independent offices, on a wide range of commercial matters and commercial transactions, particularly public procurement, when the government wants to acquire goods, works, or services, general commercial matters, for example, if the government receives a donation of, let's say, equipment, or donations of one kind or another, we come in to provide the legal advice and also the drafting, the vetting, interpreting, and negotiating of memorandum of understanding and agreements between the government and other government institutions or non-governmental organizations or even international bodies. It's important for people to know, the Kenyans to know, that Section 134 of the Public Procurement Act of 2015 explicitly says that an accounting officer should seek the clearance of the Attorney General for contracts that they intend to enter into following a public procurement process of a value of Kenya shillings 5 billion or more. So that's an explicit statutory provision that contracts of a value of 5 billion shillings or more should receive the concurrence and the clearance of the Attorney General. So public entities are well advised to ensure that if the threshold reaches that amount, that they should seek the clearance and concurrence of the AG before they sign those contracts with the suppliers they have identified with, for the necessary vetting and before it's signed.
The department has been equally vital and efficient in the conceptualization, strategizing and realization of key government development projects within the country, scrutinizing the policy frameworks, government strategies, the enabling laws, and studying the contractual documents and entire set of the project's arrangement with keen legal eyes, leaving nothing to chance.
The work, as you can imagine, is very important for particularly right now in the government's development priorities. We are coming in to provide very important, very integral legal advice to a wide range of government actors, whether it is promoting universal health coverage. We're coming in to provide the necessary legal support in ensuring that that agenda is accomplished, whether it is affordable housing, whether it is achieving food security, or boosting Kenya's, increasing our manufacturing capability.
Before any tender is awarded to a foreign contractor, due diligence on the ingenuity, technical and financial capabilities of the company is done. It's the Government Transaction Department that stipulates these specifications.
We have developed a checklist in the division, a due diligence checklist, to assist us to vet a contractor, particularly foreign contractors, before they are engaged by a public entity to provide a good or works or a service. We look at the incorporation documents, how they are constituted or incorporated in their countries of origin. Okay? So in Kenya, you'd require the certificate of incorporation, the memoranda and articles of association from the Registrar of Companies. So we want a similar equivalent, irrespective of the jurisdiction or the country they're coming from. We want to see the approval from their board of directors or their authority, depending on how they are constituted, because some are state corporations that are bidding for works in this country, some are private. So some might require the approval of their governments or an authority in their country of origin. So we want to see those approvals. We want to see their financials. For example, the last 5 to 10 years, their balance sheets. Are they a going concern? Are they solvent? Are they robust financially? We want to see similar works that they have done. If they say they want to build a road hypothetically in Isiolo, let's say, to wherever, to Mandera, we want to see what other roads have you done, bearing in mind the technical specification for the road the Kenyan entity wants. What similar road have you done that can prove to us that you can actually perform and do this road? So we want to see your previous experience. 5 to, give us examples, 5 to 10 examples, not just in your country of origin, but also preferably in Africa, because the local conditions and regulatory requirements are also different. And also in Kenya, if you have also been engaged previously, let us see that. If you have completed those roads, let us see the completion certificates, the handover, the takeover certificates, to really tell us that you actually did it and completed, and the person who contracted you was satisfied with what you did.
With all the dynamics that come with these areas of priorities, the department has been on top of things. A dedicated team that enjoys every bit of their work has kept the passion burning and driving the officers to go an extra mile.
We are coming in at a very crucial point to give that assistance. So the documentation can be bulky, very bulky documents. I don't know whether you've been able to see procurement documents. They can be very bulky, and it requires counsel to most of the assignments are also of an urgent nature. The response is required sooner rather than later. We are fortunate because the counsel who are deployed in this division, most of them have the required experience, either acquired in this office or in other departments of this office or outside in the private sector or the corporate world. They have postgraduate qualifications in commercial law or in development finance. They have undertaken specialized training in either public procurement or public-private partnerships or development financing in general, or in the various areas that we are called upon to handle. It has been challenging, but also at the same time very gratifying. It's you could say you're looking at a glass either half full or half empty, or looking at a coin at the head or the tail of it. It's the same issue in terms of the work can be challenging. It would require counsel to really go the extra mile, and ensure that you provide efficient and professional legal services. Because more often than not, the government agencies are looking to you for the direction, for the guidance, because most of these arrangements, commercial arrangements, are closed with the legal documentation. In the recent past, been heavily involved in advising on the transactional documents related to the SGR, for example, whether it's the loan financing, the commercial contracts, whatever it is. And now we have an SGR that is applying the route from Mombasa to Nairobi, and we have also extended it to Naivasha, and that is operational. So that's something you and I can bear witness. If you have used the SGR to Mombasa, it is working. Yes. Whether it is negotiating for the loan for the Nairobi Thika Road, we saw the expansion in the recent past. That was a financing from the African Development Bank. And I think that has helped us to improve the traffic situation coming from the central region to Nairobi. And now we have an expanded Thika Road. We are also closing in the Nairobi Expressway project. I think that will be a most transformational project where we are closing, we have advised on the closing in of the documentation for that project, which was going to begin from Mulolongo through JKIA all the way to James Gishuru Road. I think that would be a most transformational project, because as you'll witness, there's a lot of traffic jam along the Mombasa Road, and it will boost the economy, not only of Nairobi, but also of the country. That's a main artery infrastructure. So there are many wins that we can document and have documented.
Despite the challenges, the department is stronger than ever. With a reliable workforce and a committed leadership, the department aspires to be better every dawning day.
My vision for this department is to provide efficient and professional legal services to the government to meet its development objectives for the attainment of Vision 2030. We're about supporting the government development agenda. The Big Four agenda is about prioritizing those areas, whether it's manufacturing, food security, universal health coverage, or affordable housing, that have been identified in the vision to transform this country into a middle-income economy by the year 2030.